Hello, hello, people of the internet. It is I, Soul Rack Dragon here, back with more Fate Stay Night Remaster, where today we will be going to a new route, because if I go to the flow chart here, we've done everything possible in the Fate route here, which is where I guess it can start on day 2, 3, one of those days. But, yeah. So, we are going to be aiming for Heaven's Feel, because I think Fate was required to be done first, but I do want to get Heaven's Feel simply because, well, I like Unlimited Blade Works the best. Unlimited Blade Works is my favorite route, and I kind of want to hold off on that until the end. But whether or not I'll be able to do so, we'll find out. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be going all the way back to the very beginning here, and we are going to be taking choices that will be giving us points with Sakura, because that should theoretically get us Heaven's Feel. So we're going to load all the way back to the very first save, almost 4 months ago now. Gracious. No, almost 6 months ago now. Damn. This came out a while ago. So, as a bit of a memory here, I guess I can't even go back. But we're going to choose Help Sakura this time with this choice here. So this should give us affection for Sakura. This happens after Shiro wakes up in the morning. Yeah. So I can help Sakura, right? I need to help Sakura. Making someone younger than me do all the work would be embarrassing, and I feel bad for Sakura coming here so early in the morning. Plus, this is just an option we haven't picked before. But I'm too late. Breakfast looks to be done already. The appetizing scent of the breakfast Sakura cooked wafts toward me from the kitchen. She finishes cooking and she's searching the cupboards for dishes. Sorry, I can at least serve everything, so go and sit down. Oh, you're already here, senpai. I wasn't exactly quick. It's already 10 past 6, and that's when we're usually eating breakfast, so yeah, I overslept. I don't believe that's true. You're not in any school clubs, so it's still early. Clubs have nothing to do with it, and if they do, you coming by in the mornings must be a lot of trouble since you do have morning practice. Oh, well, I want to do this, so please don't worry about me. Yeah, you keep saying that, which is why I wake up early, club or no. If you're coming by, it'd be rude to still be asleep. To me, waking up early is waking up before Sakura gets here, and oversleeping means I make Sakura prepare breakfast on her own. Like today. Though this arrangement started only about a year and a half ago. You sit, Sakura. The food just needs to be plated and set on the table, so at least let me do that. I stand next to Sakura and pull out the dishes. Sakura has a surprisingly stubborn side, so she won't rest unless I really push. Shoot. Then let me help. I'll plate the food, so please, take out the rice bowls. No, I'm saying I'll do it all myself. No, you shouldn't. You're the head of the house, so the least you can do in the morning is sit and act all important. Sit and act all important. Nice. Act all important? I wouldn't be much of a head of the house if I made you do all the work while I sit back now, would I? Come on, go and sit in the sitting room, Sakura. Well, by all means, please be that kind of head of house. I'm also doing this to help pay you back for the delicious meals you let me eat, so I'd like for you to relax. Hey, we split the cost of ingredients, so you shouldn't worry about that, since, in fact, I'm the one who should be thanking you. Ever since you started coming by, I've been eating a lot better. I knew it. You don't get it, do you, senpai? That's not why your meals here are good. What do you mean? No, never mind. But please, feel responsible, because I can't enjoy a meal anywhere else now. What? That's a weird thing to say. What, Fujini heard that? She doesn't get sarcastic jokes. I don't think she's being sarcastic. You're right, it wouldn't be great if Miss Fujimura heard that. Right, so don't say stuff like that. No, I won't. I won't say things like that, so I can help you. Right, senpai? She looks me in the eyes, and so naturally and calm. Fine, do what you want. If you want to so badly, I'll have you do everything. Yes, I will do as I please. Honestly, you don't listen to anything I tell you anymore, Sakura. That's true. Maybe I'm becoming more like Miss Fujimura. She responds softly as she reaches toward the cupboard. Her dark hair gently falls over her shoulder, and the curves of her body catch my eye. I can't explain it, but it's awkward. I'm not sure if it's our age, but Sakura has been looking more feminine lately. Oh, man. Shiro's catching it. Her casual movements or her profile are so pretty, I inadvertently avert my eyes. Is something the matter? No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Honestly, it's baffling. Why the hell am I getting nervous around my friend's younger sister? Sakura's just a really good and considerate younger friend of mine, and she's someone I need to look after. She's the younger sister of a friend of mine. We used to be friendly, though initially we weren't very close since she's a grade below me. It was only a year and a half ago that our relationship became more what it is now. Sakura started to come and cook meals for me when I got hurt, and things kind of stayed like that. I think this arrangement was supposed to last until I got better, but I guess something or another happened, and somehow she ended up helping out with household chores. Either way, Sakura's a good cook, and her cleaning and laundry skills are perfect. Having her come early in the morning is a big help, but it's been disconcerting recently. Sakura isn't the problem, it's me. Sorry, I'm trying to do something. ... I'm sure being flustered by my friend's sister is part of the reason I feel guilty. Usually I'm unfazed, but when I blush because I get caught off guard like that, I wonder whether that's problematic as her senpai. Shiro, as one senpai to a kohai, you know, I think it's fine. I'm Mash's senpai, so I think you're fine, Shiro. I think you're fine. As long as you focus on this specific Sakura. So we skip this scene, because it's nothing new. Skip that scene. Okay. So, according to the flow chart here, this is another affection option. I don't know what this would be an affection boost for. We're helping the student council. So it could be any number of things. I'm wondering if it's Sakura. So we're going to save here. Also, I just saw, why is this telephone murder Fuji? That's weird. So we're going to help the student council see what that's about. It might be Sakura, it could be Rin. This stuff from this morning is unfinished. So I should at least finish what I started. Change of plans, you want me to finish what we started in the morning, right? Leave it to me. I'll finish all repairs before the exam starts. That'll be helpful. Let's go check on our patient in the art club. Sure thing. Oh, but let's make sure nobody's around. I can't concentrate when there are people around. Of course. I won't let anyone get in your way. Keeping up with Issei's brisk pace, I follow behind him out of the classroom. The sun has long since set by the time we step outside the building, so there's no interaction with Rin or Sakura. It just... the whole making of stuff just happens off screen. Okay. The school gate is already closed. It's 7 o'clock, way past the time they usually close the gates, but thanks to Issei's help, the two of us avoid trouble. You really helped me out today. I'll repay you for this, so don't hesitate to ask me if anything comes up. Sure, I don't think anything will come up, though. I didn't help him because I wanted something in return, and I don't think I would ask Issei for anything impossible. Honestly, you might have to reconsider being such a good guy all the time. Having you around is certainly helpful, but I can't stand when other people use you for their own ends. I'm... helping people may be a good thing, but you should be more selective about who you help. You just do everything anyone asks. You think so? Am I really that much of a pushover? Yes, Shiro. Yes, you are that much of a pushover. And that means heartless idiots are going to use you as they wish. You're a busy man, so it wouldn't hurt for you to decline requests from time to time. ... I honestly can't tell, but I think Issei is concerned for me. Ever since middle school, I've always been told how helpful I am, since I never decline requests or ask for anything in return. I guess Issei thinks that's unnatural, or that's unhealthy. But I'm only doing this because I want to, and I decline any requests I feel are impossible, so there's no issue. You really don't need to worry about this. I know myself and my limits. Besides, helping people is a good thing, and not the sort of thing the son of a temple should be telling anyone not to do. But you take it to the extreme, you're going to burn yourself out. Truth. Issei is speaking the truth. I'll keep your warning in mind. See you tomorrow at school. See you tomorrow. Issei leaves looking dissatisfied. Issei lives in Ryoto Temple, located on top of a mountain, which means he and I have to go our separate ways. Okay, so... No, I wanted to skip the scene. Damn it. That was Rin. Rin had no part in that, yet we got an affection boost to Rin for helping. Oh, so I guess in this one, Rin spots us from atop the building if Shiro goes to work. And Shiro spots Rin atop the building, which I guess might make her a little bit, thinking of words here, overly cautious of Shiro, perhaps? I guess I can see the logic there. But now we have to skip the text. Be wary flashing lights. Excuse me. Got the burps. Gosh, this is a long scene. Okay, so after dinner, good work today. We skipped that scene. Okay, so we save. I think I'll save over this one because this one is not a new choice. This is specifically to try and get Heaven's Feel as our next route. So we're going to overwrite this save because we're specifically taking specific options. So we have 3 choices here. There's still a 4th one that's missing, though. That is something to note. There is still a 4th option here that we have not unlocked yet. We've done hanging out with Fujini. That gets us nothing. Walking Sakura home will, presumably at least, get us an affection boost here. So if we walk Sakura home, this should give us an affection boost, which should make that not be a heartbreak. No, it should make that one happen. Because this is waking up at the Emiya house. This will be something else, which theoretically could lead us to take this choice. And where it will split off further, I don't know. So we're going to walk Sakura home this time. I haven't thanked Sakura for cooking dinner yet, so I should talk to Sakura. It's getting late, so I should walk her home. Sakura just finished cleaning up, and she's in the living room getting ready to go home. Oh, Senpai, I thought you were taking your bath. I'll take my bath later, after I walk you home. You're going to walk me home? Yeah, it's been dangerous at night lately, so I'll walk you home. Your house is a pretty long walk, so at least let me do this since you go out of your way to come here. Sakura purses her lips awkwardly. Did I say something wrong? I'm sorry. I appreciate your concern, but you should rest. I know my way home from here, and I should be fine alone. Maybe so, but it really hasn't been safe recently. I'll walk you home at night for a while. There's Shiro Emiya, forcing his views onto people. Well, it will cause some trouble for you if my brother sees you. Ah. I forgot. Sakura's older brother, Shinji, doesn't really like Sakura coming over to my place. He can't say much because Sakura says she goes to Fujini's house, but me taking her home might cause some problems. I don't care if Shinji accuses me of something I didn't actually do, but I don't want him taking it out on Sakura. It wouldn't be a problem if I only walk with you halfway, right? There's no way Shinji will see at the intersection. Sakura is uncomfortably silent. Knowing Sakura, she probably couldn't even lie about the fact that I walked her home. Oh, Shiro. Sakura is an amazing liar. And then how about... want me to walk her home? An English teacher wearing tiger stripes suddenly pokes her head through the door. That really doesn't fix anything. My concern is that a girl's walking alone at night, so adding another girl would be... Wait a minute. Calling Fujini a girl may be a bit of a misnomer. There is a reason Fujini is the teacher in charge of the Kyudo Club. She was trained by Old Man Fujimura in Kendo, and her 5th rank designation makes her deadly, literally and figuratively. I guess it wouldn't be a problem if you went Fujini. I bet you could beat the crap out of any perverts who might try to strike. Oh, Shiro. Of course I can, and that's why walking Sakura home is not a problem. Are you good with it, Sakura? Yes, as long as it's okay with you. That settles it. Let's get going. I was just thinking I should go home too. Fujini takes Sakura's hand and starts to leave. Hold on a minute, Sakura. What is it, Senpai? Dinner was good. Thank you. Of course. As long as you don't mind, I will keep working on my cooking, Senpai. Sakura beams and leaves the living room. ... You can tell my cheeks are burning red. Honestly, Sakura takes me by surprise a lot lately. It's perplexing. Time sure flies. Not so long ago, she was just my friend's little sister. Now I find sometimes I can't quite look away from her. I'm so pathetic. I've always thought of Sakura as being like family, but I can't seem to readily accept this change. Okay, so we skip the training scene. Wait, no. Wait. Hold up. What? Why are... Why? What did we do to break Sakura's heart? I'm incredibly confused as to what the difference between these two scenes are. Why didn't I get that scene? So I don't have... If I have so much time, or an extra my routine, do some light workout. Hush atmosphere and the dojo encourages one to focus. Morning, the sunrise, surrounding mood. I don't think there's anything else. Learn myself, learn the difference between a fight and a battle. In other words, learn the difference between killing and beating an opponent and how to conduct myself in each situation. Knowledge and experience are different. Without knowledge, no difference. It's hard to tell if you've gotten yourself to a fight or massacre. Simple as that. Learning magecraft means there's a risk of perishing on your own, as well as risk of having to fight. Mages, that means killing each other. That's why Kiritsugu wanted to teach me that I must always be ready to face death. Plus, remind me that lesson is now long gone, so the only thing I can do it alone is some simple exercises. But I guess I better get with it. After I stretch to warm up, I focus on my inner strength and begin my exercises. Yeah, this all feels... Even simple push-ups can train my magic circuits as long as I focus my mental state. No proper mentor teaching me morning training is no different than what more supposed clubs do, and they have become very important for me. Yeah, this is all just... so there's no difference. Okay. Where am I? I'm all the way here. I didn't even get a choice here. This must be a Heaven's Feel selection. Maybe it's the Rin affection? Shoot. So we need to go back to this. Maybe having any affection for anyone other than Sakura was the bad choice. So go to the part-time job this time. He runs into Ilya, he gets home. I'll rest is the only other option. The walk Sakura home choice did not give any boost to affection. Let's see what I'll rest is. Suppose I should take a little break before my evening training. The bath's been filled, and I guess I can ask Fujini to take Sakura home. Now that that's settled, I should be as efficient as I can. I'm curious. Yeah, this gives no boost anything. First, I need to wake Fujini up since she's dozing in the living room. Then I'll thank Sakura for dinner and see the two of them on their way home. Then I'll take a bath and rest a bit more. So it's just Shiro being a lazy bones. There's no differences. Okay, so I just need to get to a point where it'll let me do a choice. So that way I can check the flow chart here. Okay. What? I have a choice. There's no split decision here. This wasn't here before. This is a difference between Heaven's Feel and between Unlimited Blade Works and not. Okay, if it looks like it's gonna force me down Unlimited Blade Works. It looks like I'm gonna be forced down Unlimited Blade Works, which means less Sakura affection. So we take care of the daily tasks. That is no Sakura boost. And then we want to help the student council for the Rin reputation boost. This gives nothing. So there must be a fourth option here that is only available when you, so when it said a new route is unlocked, it meant that quite literally as a singular, one more route has been unlocked. So you do need to go in the order in order to unlock them all. I'm guessing the fourth choice will be the one that allows me to unlock Heaven's Feel. In this case, I think we're saying no to Sakura. So but we still want her to be safe. So we're gonna just rest because both Fujini and Sakura kind of get pushed to the side for Unlimited Blade Works. So this is just a bunch of similar same scenes, no difference here. We will get to the point where Shiro summons Seba. Knight of Destiny, return home. Say Reverse Lancer. Alright. So now we save. So now we are going to officially be going on Unlimited Blade Works. I don't remember what happens in the initial portion of this. Well, actually, I have a feeling Don't Stop is going to be Saber injuring Archer, which takes us down the Fate route. Let's see if I'm right. Yes. Yeah, so that didn't do any kind of splits. So what we're going to do is we're going to load back to this. Now that choice is clicked. So now we tell Saber to stop. I think this does use one of Shiro's command seals too. What? It happens in an instant. The man in the red coat appears right in front of Saber. Saber attacks and he loses his balance. I can see her preparing the finishing blow. Behind that, I'm sure I know the person in the man in red is protecting. Wait. I reach toward her with my left hand and cry out. I have no idea who that man in red is, but after defeating him, I'm sure Saber will attack the person behind him, without hesitating. I can't let that happen. I can't let Saber hurt her. Saber, stop. And one command seal goes dark. A slight but noticeable pain tingles in the back of my left hand. One of the marks there fades away. As if in exchange for that, Saber halts her attack, though it shouldn't have been possible for her to do so by that point. For an instant, the silver armor comes to a halt as if frozen to stone. The man in red takes advantage of the opening and makes his escape. That guy, I'm sure of it. He's the one who was fighting Lancer. That means the girl behind him is... I don't really want to believe it, but is it really? Are you out of your mind, Shiro? I could have defeated Archer and his master right here, but used a command spell just to waste the opportunity. Well, what am I supposed to do? I can barely process the situation. I stopped Saber because I didn't want her to kill the girl who saved my life. I'm curious. Yep, all the way up there. That's a split. Master, please retract your order. I cannot defeat our enemies, even the ones who should be easily beaten, if this is how you conduct yourself. Saber readies her weapon again. Before her stands the man in red I prevented from defeating. No, stop, Saber. To be honest, I have no idea what's going on. But you're trying to kill someone I know, and I can't let you do that. What are you saying? She's Archer's master. She's our enemy, so we must finish her off here. Enemy? She and the men in red are enemies. I don't care about that. For a start, you're calling me master, and I have no idea what that even means. If you're going to call me that, you should at least explain it to me. That's true, but... then... so that's how it works, Mr. Amateur Master. Rin's tone is mockingly polite. I turn around and see the man in red and a girl in a uniform push her way to the front. I take a moment to catch my breath, so I wasn't seeing things. It was Rin Tosaka who was with the man in red. How do I put this? Even I can tell the man behind her isn't human. Like Saber, he's not of this world. Then if Tosaka's bringing him around, she's also... Oh, you know who I am? Well, then that makes things easier. First off, good evening, Amiya. I don't know what her intentions are. She greeted me with a bright smile. This is troubling. Her incredibly casual greeting makes it seem like all this craziness isn't real, and I find myself wanting to return the greeting. Are you serious? This isn't the time for greetings. Tosaka, you're... Yes, I'm a master, just like you. That would make me a mage. We have that in common, so there's no need to hide it, is there? A mage? You're a mage, Tosaka? Oh, crap. I don't know why, but Tosaka... She looks really, really irritated. Oh, that's not what I meant to say. I see, that makes sense. It's going to be like that, huh? She glances at us and turns back to the man behind her. I'm sorry, but can you go back into your spirit form for a while? I'm kind of pissed off right now. I don't mind, but what do you mean by pissed? Exactly what I said. I have to make him understand the situation he's in, and I don't need you to see... I don't need you for that right now. So turn invisible. Saber can't relax as long as you're here. What a pain. Well, I have to obey you, but I'm warning you, this is a waste of your time. The man just disappears like some kind of illusion. Tosaka, that was... Never mind that. Let's talk inside. You don't know anything about this, right, Emiya? Don't worry, I'll explain whether you like it or not. She's completely nonchalant as she heads for the gate. What? Wait, Tosaka, what are you thinking? I stop her without thinking. And then... She turns around, but her smile is different from before. Oh, you idiot. I'm thinking all kinds of things. That's why we need to talk. It's understandable to be surprised by everything that's happened, but failing to accept that could cost you your life. By the way, I understand that now is one of those times. If you understand, that's enough. Let's get going to your place. You're okay with that, right, Saber? In return for sparing my life, I'm going to explain things to your master. Very well. I do not know your intentions, but if you're going to help my master, then I will not attack. She goes through the gate. She really is pissed. I don't know why. I really have no idea why, but still, she's a completely different than when she's at school. That's the duality of Rin Tosaka. It's interesting because that means this doesn't happen. This scene here where Saber is standing over Rin does not happen in Unlimited Blade Works. The night just keeps getting stranger. In front of me, leading the way, is the school's golden child, Rin Tosaka. Even I admire her. Following silent behind me is Saber, the blonde girl who calls herself a servant. Oh, the hallway suddenly feels like it's in another dimension. But I can't be a coward forever. I may be an amateur, but I'm still a mage. Tosaka, a mage like me, is perfectly confident, so I can't be any less so, or she'll look down on me. That said, I can only make sense of a handful of things. First, about Saber. She's clearly some kind of familiar, since she calls me master, and I made a contract with her. I've heard that a familiar serves as a kind of assistant to mages. Usually mages transplant a part of their body into something, then has the other self that process creates serves them. Okay. The familiar is simply intended to assist a mage in whatever they do. To minimize the burden that familiar creates, small animals that require minimal magical energy are usually the most suitable for the role. So I was taught at any rate, but... What is it, Shiro? Oh no, it's nothing. Saber looks completely human. More than that, though, she's clearly superior to me, her master in every way. I don't have enough magical energy to bind a regular person, much less the magic circuits to use a familiar. So Saber must be something similar to a familiar. There have to be differences. She calls herself a servant. I'm not sure what that is, but I get the sense that guy Lancer and the man with thread Tosaka must be the same thing as well. You think? Saber was also calling Tosaka a master. I guess that means mages who have servants are called masters. Apparently Tosaka's a mage too, but I have no way of telling what she really is. The Mia family are just outsiders that came to this town in my old man's generation. That's why I didn't know Tosaka was a mage, and I'm sure Tosaka didn't know I'd been learning magecraft either. There are several mages in this town that I don't know about. If Lancer and the other mages' servants are familiars, does that mean I've stumbled into a conflict between mages? Very insightful. Now, this place is pretty big. I'm also not used to Japanese style. Oh, Amiya, is that the living room? She continues talking as she heads into the living room. I need to stop overthinking this. We head into the living room so I can hear what she has to say. I turn on the light. According to the clock, it's already past 1 a.m. Oh, it's so cold. The window's all broken. I couldn't help it. That Lancer guy attacked me and I was a little too busy trying to stay alive to worry about that kind of thing. Oh, I see. So until you summoned Saber, you were fighting him by yourself? No, he just beat me up. Oh, so you're not really a show-off, huh? I see. You're really just as you seem, Amiya. She seems pleased for some reason as she walks over to the broken window. She takes a piece of the shattered glass in her hand, she examines it for a bit, and... she cuts the tip of her finger and lets the drop of blood drip on the shard of glass. What kind of magecraft is that? The shattered piece of the window reforms into a complete hole right in front of me. That was... just a little demonstration. It doesn't make us even after you saved me, but it's the least I could do. Well, I'm sure you would have fixed it even if I hadn't, but it'd be a waste not to use my magical energy, right? Really, could just change the window, but I can't even talk when it's this cold. She says all this as if it were normal. Needless to say, her skills are beyond my comprehension. That's amazing. I can't do anything like that, so I appreciate it. Huh? What do you mean you can't? Of course you can. Fixing glass is basic. It's trivial, like entrance exams for school-level stuff, right? Really? I only know what my old man taught me, so I don't know any of that kind of stuff. She freezes. Crap, I think I've just said something I shouldn't have. Hold on, are you a complete amateur, as in you can't even run your own workshop? No, I don't have a workshop. Oh, I do have the Shed Right Tree, but if I call that a workshop, I have a feeling it'd just make her mad again. Okay, I'm sure it can't be this bad, but let's check. Is there any chance you don't know how to use the 5 great elements or how to make a magical path? I nod honestly. Jeez, I'm scared. It's so intimidating seeing someone this beautiful being this silent. So you're what, a complete amateur? Oh no, I can at least use strengthening magecraft. Strengthening, that's a pretty weird choice. So you can't do anything else? Well, probably. Her stare was so intense, it hurts, so I wanted to be vague. How did a guy like this wind up summoning Saber? That makes me mad. It's not like I've been playing around. Sure, I'm inexperienced, but that's another matter entirely. Whatever. No point complaining about what's already done. More importantly, I need to return the favor. She takes a breath. I'll begin then. I mean, you don't know anything about the situation you're in, do you? I nod. I knew it. Well, I could tell just by looking at you, but I wanted to be sure first. It'd just be putting extra weight on my brain if I explained all this to someone who already knows. Huh? That's a weird way of putting it, but I'll stay quiet if only so she won't punch me. So to start, you were chosen as a master. You have a holy sign on one of your hands, right? It varies by person, but there should be 3 command spells on the back of your hand or arm. That's proof that you're a master. On the back of my hand. Oh, this. Yeah, it's something like magic words you use to control servants, so take care of it. It's called a command spell, but as long as you have that, you can keep control of your servant. What do you mean, as long as I have it? Command spells are absolute commands. They overrule your servant's will and force them to obey your command. It doesn't require any spell to activate. In fact, it will activate as long as you focus on using it. Also, if you lose all your command spells, you'll be killed. So, be careful. What, I'll be killed? That's right. Masters killing other masters is a pretty key part of the Holy Grail War. At the end, the master who defeats the other 6 masters is awarded the Holy Grail, which can grant any wish. I'm pretty sure that in the Fate route... Yeah, we go to Kotomine in the Fate route. So this is just no Kotomine. Interesting. Hold on. I don't understand what Tosaka's talking about at all. Like, what about masters defeating other masters? And in the end, the winner gets the Holy Grail, so by Holy Grail, does she mean the Holy Grail? You still don't get it? Fine. You got dragged into a game, a very deadly game, between 7 masters, called the Holy Grail War. This is a battle to the death between mages that only ends when you're the last master left standing. Tosaka says all this plainly, as if it were normal. Hang on, I need a drink. Her words swirl around my head. I have been chosen as a master. She says she is a master. Pardon me. Familiars called servants. And the battle to the death called the Holy Grail War. Wait, what is that? What are you even talking about? I understand how you feel here, but it's the truth. Besides, deep down you understand, don't you? You've had servants nearly kill you not once, but twice. I'm sure you've worked out that this isn't something you can just run away from. That is... Okay, that Lancer guy did almost kill me, but... Oh wait, no. You weren't almost killed, you actually were killed. I'm surprised you came back to life, Emiya. I wasn't almost killed, I really bit it. That's right. The guy with the spear killed me. The fact that I'm somehow alive should be even more surprising than the mess I'm in. That wound in my chest, the blood running, the warmth fading, and the pure voice I heard there on the brink of death. Do you get it now? That's the situation you found yourself in. You can't run away just because you don't know anything, but you braced yourself since you're a mage, right? We're the ones who kill and get killed. Tosaka's in a good mood. Maybe she likes seeing me so troubled. Sure, I've braced myself, but before that... How'd you know about Lancer killing me? How does she know that? Damn, I got carried away. She's acting pretty suspiciously now. I was just assuming. Forget it, it's nothing. It's not nothing. When it happened, someone... Don't worry about it. You should be more concerned about the position you're in. You're also one of the 7 masters, an integral rule for the Holy Grail War. Look, once every few decades, 7 masters are chosen in this town and given a servant. Masters use their own servants to kill other masters. Those are the rules in the ritual known as the Holy Grail War. I'm also one of the chosen masters. So I made a contract with the servant, and you made a contract with Saber. It seems like you didn't summon Saber yourself, but servants are familiars the Holy Grail provides. That means it's even possible for a mage who knows absolutely nothing, like you, to become a master, too. Or immortal. As evident by the last Grail War. Tosaka's explanation is too specific, it doesn't feel real at all. There is one thing I've been wondering about, though. Hold on, you said Saber's a familiar, but I can't bring myself to think that. Familiars are like cats or birds, right? I hear there's some that use ghosts, but Saber has a body, plus, you know, she doesn't look like a familiar at all. I glance at Saber. She is quietly listening to my conversation with Tosaka. She looks just like a human being. I don't know her identity, but she looks like a girl about my age. Familiars, huh? Well, servants are within the same classification, but they're on another level. In fact, that girl over there is a ghost liner, the strongest of all familiars. Ghost liners, so they're ghosts after all. Ghosts, well, they are similar, but Saber would kill you if you compared her to one. Servants are heroes from the past that are given bodies, so they're beings like spirits that surpass humans. Heroes from the past that are given bodies? Or future. Yeah, that's right. Legendary heroes that have died are pulled from the past or present, or whenever, and materialized. Well, our job as masters is to summon them, but the Holy Grail does the rest. It's impossible to give a soul form, so we get the needed strength from the artifact. Hold on, so a hero from the past means what? I look at Saber. So she was a hero too. Well, it is true that there's no one dressed like that in the modern world, but still. That's impossible. I've never heard of any such magecraft like that. Well, of course not. This isn't magecraft. Think of it as a phenomenon created by the Holy Grail. Otherwise, there's no way you can replicate a soul and materialize it. Replicate a soul, then a servant is different from a ghost. It's different. Haven't you heard that humans, animals, or machines that leave great achievements behind get pulled out of the cycle of reincarnation and sublimate into beings of a higher rank? It's interesting that they specifically mention animals and machines, because we have examples of those. Heroic spirits are like that. They're basically godlike figures that are worshipped as such. Spiritual evocation, or the use of mediums to channel the powers of heroic spirits, falls under the general ghost handling magecraft. Servants are familiars that use something like the original form of the heroic spirit instead. That's why they usually accompany you in spirit form, but you can materialize them and make them fight if necessary. So you can use them in spirit form or give them a material body. Does the guy with you disappear because he turned into spirit form? Yeah, he's keeping watch on the roof right now. I'm sure you figured it out from the last battle, but servants can only be defeated by other servants. Spirits like them, not. Of course, we can attack them if they take form, so we might be able to defeat them. But servants are all like walking, breathing monsters, right? So the idea is to let them fight each other while the master supports them from behind. Her explanation offends me for some reason. I don't know about other servants, but I don't want her calling Saber a monster. Anyway, masters need to use their summoned servants to defeat other masters. Do you understand that much? Technically, yes, but I'm not convinced. To begin with, who even started such a thing, and for what? That's not something I know or can answer for you. You should ask the one overseeing the Holy Grail War. What I can tell you is that all you can do right now is fight, and since servants are strong familiars, use yours wisely. She says this as she turns to look at Saber. So, from what I hear from Emiya, you must not be in your full form, Saber. You were summoned by a mage apprentice that has no idea how to be a master. Yes, just as you say, I'm not in my best form. Since Shiro has no magical energy to give me form, it will be difficult to return to spirit form or restore my magical energy. Oh, she is taking the... She's taking the out she's being given. I'm surprised. I'm surprised it's that bad, but I'm even more surprised you would be so open with me. I was even thinking about how I can try to find out your weakness. Oh, but she's not being fully open, is she? I do not wish for others to know my weakness, but I do not think I can fool you. It would be meaningless to hide her situation from you. In that case, it's better for you to know, so Shiro can better understand the current situation. Correct, and you were really nice too. Oh, this really sucks. If I was your master, I could have definitely won. Tosaka clenches her fists in frustration. Hey, Tosaka, are you saying I'm not fit to be her master? That's right, you're useless. Wow, said the quiet part out loud without hesitation. Artless. What? Still have questions? She doesn't even realize it either. The model student impression that I had of her from school is crumbling apart. Yusei really knows what's up. Tosaka really is a demon underneath it all. Well then, now that we're done talking, let's get going. And she suddenly says something that doesn't make sense. Go where? To go see someone that knows a lot about this Holy Grail War you've been dragged into, Emiya. You want to know the reason behind this war, right? Of course, but where's that? It's already late, so we shouldn't go that far. It'll be fine. It's over in Shinto, so we can make it to town back by dawn if we hurry. And besides, tomorrow's Sunday, so staying out late shouldn't be a problem. I'm not really worried about that. I'm just tired from everything that happened today, so I want to rest and organize my thoughts. What, you're not going? If you say so. What about you, Saber? Tosaka asks Saber her opinion for some reason. Hold on, Saber has nothing to do with this. Don't pressure her. Unless you already have the self-awareness as a master, do you not want me talking to Saber? That's not it. It's just that if you're saying what you're saying is true, then Saber's a hero from the past, right? She wouldn't know how to get around in this day and age. That's why. That is incorrect. As long as I is in the human world, I can adjust to any era. I'm already familiar with this time period. Wait, really? Yes, this is also not the first time I've been summoned in this era. Wait, what are the chances? Oh, Tosaka's surprised too. So what Saber is saying must be truly incredible. I agree with her. Your lack of knowledge as a master, as a servant who made contract with you, I need you to become stronger. She looks at me silently. Her gaze was gentle, as if to say she was worried not for herself, but for me. Alright, I'll go then. So where is the place, Tosaka? It's somewhere close enough where we can get back, right? Of course. The destination is Kotomine's church in Shinto. That's where the fake priest who is overseeing the battle is located. She makes a devious smile. Looks like she's having fun having me wrapped around her finger. Call me crazy, but I feel like something is wrong with her personality. You're crazy, Shiro. We make our way through town at night. It's past 1 a.m. in the morning. You don't need to put the "in the morning" there. And there's absolutely nobody out. The lights from the houses are off, leaving only the street lights to illuminate the quiet town. This may be a silly question, but are you planning on walking the entire way? Yeah, the trains and buses have stopped running. A nighttime walk is good every now and then, no? I see. Just wondering, but do you know how long it takes to get there? Let's see, it should take an hour by foot. Well, if it gets late, we can always take a taxi. I'm not going to waste that kind of money. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that it's dangerous for a girl to be out at night. You know how it's been recently. If something happens, I may not be able to do anything about it. Oh, Shiro. Don't worry, no one's going to mess with us. You seem to have forgotten, but Saber is really strong. Oh, that's right. Even if someone at random attacked us, they wouldn't know what hit them in return. And what did Shiro mean? I could not understand. It's nothing. He's just being stupid. He was suggesting that if some pervert or something showed up, he'd step in. What? Shiro's my master. It would be the other way around. He isn't thinking about that sort of thing. Like he doesn't care about mages or servants or anything. There's definitely some screws loose in there. Tosaka and Saber seem to know each other well enough to talk to one another. Saber has been quiet ever since I stopped her from going dressed as is. She even become more silent ever since I made her wear a raincoat, since she refused to take off her armor. Now she's following behind me and only talking with Tosaka. Wait, where are you going, Emiya? Isn't that the wrong way? We just have to get to the bridge, right? It's faster this way. It feels awkward walking all bunched up together, so I quickly made my way to the side street ahead. They're both following me without complaint. Ah, the bridge. Ah, this screen. I remember this last time we saw this screen. It's when we got ganked by Gil. We come out to a park by the riverside. We have to cross that bridge to go to the neighboring town, Shinto, but... I didn't know there was a path here. I see. So since we can also get to the bridge from the park, we can just head for the park. Tosaka's voice is full of energy as she looks up at the bridge. Maybe it's just because we're at the park at night. Her profile as she peers up the bridge looks even more beautiful than when I see her at school. I've sure got it bad. Let's go. We didn't come here to play around. I hurry her along and lead her to the stairs. If we take the long way next to the bridge, then we can get straight to Shinto. Nobody's on the bridge. It's not particularly busy during the day, though, so it's to be expected. People usually commute by train or by bus, so foot traffic is pretty rare. It's long and unsupported, such that there's probably a fear of collapse that plays into it. I'd guess that's why nobody uses it, even on dates, despite being the perfect view. That's stupid. What am I thinking? Tosaki keeps next to me while Saber follows behind us silently. I try to ignore them as I hurry across the bridge. After crossing the bridge, Tosaka guides us into the suburbs. When I think of Shinto, what comes to mind is the always under construction office buildings, but beyond the station, the streets of yesteryear remain. With that, the suburbs are the oldest of them all. There are gradual slopes and a view overlooking the ocean. As we go further up the hill, there are fewer and fewer buildings, and the foreigner cemetery built on the slope comes to view. The church is up here. You must have been here at least once, right? No, I haven't. I know it used to be an orphanage, though. Yeah, it definitely used to be an orphanage. I see. It'll be your first time here. In that case, you should brace yourself a bit. The priest here is a bit difficult. She starts up the hill. I look up and see what looks to be a cross cresting the hill. A church atop a hill. Never thought I would end up visiting God's house for the first time over something like this. Wow, this is amazing. The church is rather impressive. The ground seems to cover most of the hilltop as I'm welcomed by a flat and open space. The church itself is not particularly big, but it's overpowering in the way it seems to tower over visitors. I will stay here. Why, I can't just leave you here after coming all this way. I did not come for anything from this church. I came to protect you. If this is your destination, I will trust you not to stray far. I shall wait here for your return. Saber says clearly. It doesn't seem like she's going to budge on this, so I'll just have to respect her decision. Alright, I'll be right back. Wow, Shiro respecting Saber's decision? Yes, but please be on guard no matter who it is, Master. It is a spacious, solemn chapel. With this many seats, there must be quite a few attendees during service. The priest must be distinguished to be entrusted with a church like this. What kind of person is the priest here? That's hard to explain. I've known him for about a decade, but I still don't quite get him. You've known him 10 years. That's quite a long relationship. Is he a relative of yours or something? Not a relative, but my guardian. Not to mention he's also my senior as an apprentice and second instructor. Huh? Senior apprentice? You mean as a mage? Yeah, why are you so surprised? But he's a priest, right? It's a taboo for a priest to use magecraft. Mages in the church should be mutually exclusive. The large organization that mages belong to is called the Mage Association. And behind the world's largest religion, the side of Christianity that you wouldn't really see if you're living a normal life, is an organization that is ostensibly called the Holy Church. These two seem similar, yet different. They cooperate together on the surface, but they have a dangerous relationship where they're always trying to kill each other when given the chance. The Church hates heretics. They eliminate the inhuman, which includes those who use magecraft. For the Church, miracles are only granted to and utilized by saints. Any others who perform miracles are all heretics. There are no exceptions, whether they belong to the Church or not. Also, the higher the position, the more forbidden it is to use the impurity of magecraft. It goes without saying that for a true believer, the stronger the divine protection, the further one strays from magecraft. But first of all, is the priest one of your kind? Yes, he's the overseer of the Holy Grail War, after all. An active executor dispatched by the Church. Well, it's questionable whether he has divine protection or not. Tosaka walks toward the altar. It's bad manners to do that without the priest present, but it's also late at night. I can't imagine he'd be in the chapel. If he's anywhere, it'd be somewhere in the back. So what is the priest's name? You were saying something like Kotomine before. I ask, following after her. She comes to stand before the altar and turns toward me with a conflicted expression. His name is Kirei Kotomine. He was my father's student, and I suppose he's been an important person in my life. But, well, if I had a choice, I'd have never met him. I feel the same way. I would not have wanted an apprentice who does not respect her instructor. I hear footsteps. He appears from somewhere behind the altar, slowly making his way over. He must have heard us come in. You didn't answer my repeated calls, and now you brought a strange guest. So he's the seventh one, Rin? Yes, he's a mage, but he's a complete amateur, so I couldn't leave him be. I believe that the rule is to report when one becomes a master, right? You guys made up all that, but in this case, I'll play along. That is sufficient. I see I must thank you. I must be thanking this young man. The priest called Kotomene slowly turns toward me. Without realizing, I take a step back. There is no reason for me to be scared. It's not like feeling... Grammar error! Grammar error! Grammar error! There should have been an I there. It's not like I feel any hostility from this man either. Yet he still has this intimidating presence that makes it feel like lead weights were just heaved onto my shoulders. My name is Kiri Kotomene, the one who is in charge of this church. What is your name, 7th Master? Shiro Emiya, though I haven't agreed to be this master of this thing yet. I glare at the priest, trying to match his intensity. The weight I'm feeling changes to a chill. The priest smiles silently, as if he's come across something pleasant. That smile, I can't think of anything that would compare. Thank you for bringing her in here, Emiya. If not for you, she would never have come. The priest walks toward the altar. Tosaka takes steps away from the altar with a bored expression and moves to stand next to me. Let us begin, then, Shiro Emiya. You are Saber's master, correct? That's wrong. Yes, I made a contract with Saber, but I don't know anything about masters or the Holy Grail or anything. If masters are supposed to be established mages, then you should choose another master. I see. This is serious. Does he really not know anything, Rin? I told you he's an amateur. Teach him right from step 1. You're good at that, right? Tosaka urges the priest, uncharacteristically. I see. So that's what this is all about. Very well, this is the first time you've so willingly come to me. I can't thank you enough, Shiro Emiya. Father Kotomene laughs. Their conversation is making me uneasy. First of all, let me correct your misunderstandings. You see, Shiro Emiya, the role of a master is not something you can give to another person, nor is it something you can forfeit once you have been chosen. No matter who they are, those who have command spells on their arms cannot quit. You must first accept that fact. Ugh. Why can't I quit? Command spells are sacred marks. Being a master is a trial blessed to you. It is not something you can give up, just because it is inconvenient. You won't be liberated from that pain until you get the Holy Grail. If you wish to retire from being a master, then you have no other choice but to win the Holy Grail and fulfill your wish. If that happens, then everything will go back to normal, Shiro Emiya. Your every desire, even the cleansing of your soul from the filth of this world, is possible. That's right, one could even start over from the beginning. As such, you should find your wish. If that time comes, you should be thankful for the luck that made you a master. If you don't want to erase the unseen that has scorched your heart, all you have to do is accept the holy mark. What? I feel dizzy. The priest's words don't make any sense. The more I hear, the more I get confused. But still, his words seem to soak into my chest and clot like blood. Don't go off topic. I asked you to explain the rules to him. No one asked for you to open up old wounds. A voice interrupts the priest's words. That clears my head. I see. It may be pointless to explain such things to this kind of person, but I thought I could still clear his conscience of moral compunctions while he's still misunderstood. Perhaps it's true that such pity is unbecoming. My apologies. It seems I'm enjoying myself too much. What does it do? What does it do any good for you to help him? Absolutely. Helping others leads to one's own salvation. Though I suppose at this point there's no reason to try and explain it to you. Back to the topic, Emiyashiro. The battle you've been dragged into is called the Holy Grail War. Have you heard from Rin that it's a free-for-all between 7 masters using 7 servants? I've heard. 7 masters killing each other is ridiculous. Indeed, however, we do not wish such atrocities be carried out. It's all a ritual. It's all a ritual to determine who is the most suitable to receive the Holy Grail. Due to its importance, it is necessary to conduct several trials to determine the owner. Trials my ass. If I squint, I may be able to see it like that, but for sure the priest doesn't think of it as a trial. Hold on, you've been repeating Holy Grail War over and over again, but what even is that? You can't possibly mean the actual Holy Grail, do you? The Holy Grail. A chalice that is said to have received the blood of Christ. It's considered to be one of the most sacred of relics, and is said to be capable of many miracles. The most well-known legend is the one who obtains the Holy Grail will obtain the world. The world, the world, the world. But that's just a myth. It's something that exists mostly in theory or belief, but not in actual practice. It's true that an object called the Holy Grail, which makes the wishes come true, appears in legends and folklores all over the world. But that's the extent of it. Even if it did exist, the Holy Grail is an imaginary power impossible to replicate. So answer me, Kirei Kotomine. Is the Holy Grail that you talk about the real deal? Of course, the Holy Grail that manifests in this town is real, as proof of miracles that cannot be explained by logic, such as servants, have occurred. Summoning heroic spirits from the past for use in battle. No, this miracle is infinitesimally closer to resurrection, can be called true magic. The Holy Grail holds such dominion and grants its bearer infinite power. Things like authenticity of the object are worthless before that. In other words... Hang on, I need a drink. He means that even if it is a fake, the authenticity of it would not be questioned as it has more power than the real thing. Not quite. Alright, let's assume there really is a Holy Grail. Why does there have to be a Holy Grail war? If there's a Grail, they don't have to kill each other. If it's something so great, everyone can share it. Oh, naivete. That is a valid stance, but we do not have such freedom. There can only be one. There can be only one that can obtain the Holy Grail. It's not something that we decided, but what the Holy Grail decided. Choosing the 7 masters and summoning the 7 servants are all things the Holy Grail does. I told you this is the ritual. The Holy Grail designates those that are suitable to receive it and selects only one person to be the owner by making them fight for it. That is the Holy Grail War, a ritual of spiritual evocation where those chosen by the Grail slay one another to obtain it. The priest says it all matter-of-factly. I find myself without an argument as I look down at my left hand. There is the mark that they call the command spell. The priest is trying to say that as long as I have this mark, I can't quit being a master. I'm not convinced. Even if you can only choose one person, I don't like the idea of having to kill other masters. Huh? Hold on, you must understand. There's no need to kill the other masters. Tosaka taps on my shoulder and blows the argument wide open again. What? But you said we have to kill each other. Kotomine said so too. You do have to kill each other. You be quiet, Kirei. Look, the Holy Grail in this town is in spirit form. Since it doesn't exist metaphysically yet, you have to summon it. That's the ritual. We're materializing it. So mages can summon the Grail, but since it's in spirit form, we can't touch it. Do you understand what this means? I understand. Only spirits can touch other spirits, right? Oh, that's why we need servants. Exactly. The Holy Grail War is something where you eliminate all the other servants other than your own, so there's no rule saying you must kill the other masters. Man, she could have told me that sooner. Jeez, Tosaka and this priest sure love torturing people. Anyways, that's a relief. So, even if I partake in the Holy Grail War, Tosaka's not gonna die. Wow, arrogant much, Shiro? I see, I suppose that is another way to consider it. Let me ask you, Shiro Emiya, do you think you can defeat your own servant? Defeat Saber? That's impossible. Magecraft doesn't work on her, and she's an incredibly powerful swordswoman. Then let me pose something else. It is absurd, but I must ask, do you think you are superior to your servant? What is this guy saying? I can't defeat Saber, so there's no way I can be superior to her. Good lord, where is this insight from Shiro Emiya coming from? He's admitting he's not stronger than Saber. Is he going to say that Saber can fight her own battles now? No matter how you phrase it, the answer is still that I'm weaker than my servant. Oh. That's right. Servants are hard to defeat, even with another servant. Then what would you do? See, it's a simple solution. Servants cannot exist without their master. No matter how powerful the servant may be, they will cease to exist if their master is defeated. If so, yeah, it's a natural solution. You wouldn't pick the hard route. In order to win, the most effective way to kill the servant would be to kill the master, not the servant. Okay, I understand that in order to eliminate the servant, defeating the master is faster. But then, if a servant is defeated first, would their master not be a master anymore? Only servants can touch the Holy Grail, right? Then masters who lost their servant wouldn't have any worth anymore. No, as long as they have command spells, their rights as a master and the ability to form a contract remains. As long as they have the mark, they are free to contract with any other servant. A servant who loses their master does not necessarily disappear right away. They stay in this world until all the magical energy in their body runs out. If they meet a master who is bereft a servant, they can form another contract and make a return to the battlefield. That is why masters kill other masters. If you allow them to live, there is a possibility of them become a future hindrance. Then what if you use up your command spells? Then you can't form a contract with other servants, and the freed servant can go off with other masters, too. Wait, that's... Yes, that is correct. If you use up your command spells, then you will be liberated from all the duties as a master. Although, I cannot imagine that there would be a mage who would waste a command spell that allows them to use such a powerful magecraft. If there was, they would be an amateur or a coward. The priest laughs as if he can see right through me. He's getting on my nerves. The priest is making fun of me. He clearly wants to get a rise out of me. Is everything clear? If so, I have finished covering the rules. Now let us return to the beginning, Shiro Emiya. You said you have no intention of being a master. Is that still true? If you wish to quit, then so be it. As you've said, you may use up your command spells and terminate your contract with Saber. I would then guarantee your safety until the Holy Grail War ends. Wait, why do you have to guarantee my safety? I can protect myself. I do not have the luxury of time to care for you either, but this is also a rule. My orders are to supervise this occurrence of the Holy Grail War. It's part of my duty to keep the casualties from the Holy Grail War to a minimum. Protecting mages who are no longer masters are my top priority as an overseer. This occurrence of the Holy Grail War? Hold on. That means this has happened more than once. Considering Saber had said she'd been summoned this era, of course, Shiro, of course. What do you mean, the Holy Grail War didn't just start now? Of course not. Do you believe that an overseer would be dispatched if so? It is the duty of this church to recover holy relics, as we are part of the low-ranked special agencies. Originally, our purpose was to research and recover the true cross, but here our duty is to assess the Holy Grail. We are to investigate the 726th Holy Grail that has been observed in this far eastern land. We must recover it if it is real, and invalidate it if it is not. 726th? That many Holy Grails? I'm pretty sure there's quite a few in Chaldea. Who knows? Insofar we understand, there's at least so many similar objects. And one of those is the Grail from the Holy Grail War observed in this town. According to our records, it said that the first battle was 200 years ago. Since then, the battle among the Masters has been repeating the cycle of 50 years. This is the 5th time for this Holy Grail War. Since the last one was 10 years ago, this has been the shortest cycle yet. Are you guys insane? You've had this kind of thing happen 4 times already? I couldn't agree more. Just as you say, this has happened far too many times already. Yes. In the past, the Holy Grail Wars have all been brutal, fatally. The Masters were driven by their desire for getting what they had been taught as mages, and murdered one another wholesale. I'm sure that you're aware the worst crime for mages is to use magecraft in public. Mages are not supposed to reveal their identity to the public. However, past masters have violated that. The Mage Association dispatched third-party overseers to maintain order, but they only started from the Third Holy Grail War. The one who was dispatched that time was my father. Do you understand, boy? Yeah, I get why these overseers are necessary. But based on what you said just now, these Holy Grail Wars are just evil at their core. Oh, how are they so evil? Past masters were mages who would break the rules, right? Okay, so assuming the Holy Grail is real, what if the one who wins is selfish and would only use it for their own interests? It would be bad if it was given to someone who has no problem killing others. If the Mage Association is responsible for mages, shouldn't you be punishing those kinds of people? I ask with a glimmer of hope. However, as expected, Kyrie Kotomine laughs. Of course not. There are no mages that don't act out of self-interest. The only thing we administer are the rules of the war. The aftermath does not interest us, and the association is not concerned with what kind of individual obtains the Holy Grail. That's crazy. What if the master who gets the Grail is a psychopath? Certainly a bother, but there is nothing we can do. This is the Holy Grail that chooses its owner, and we do not have the power to stop the master chosen by the Grail. If it is a Grail that makes wishes come true. The one who obtains it will be able to do as they please. But if you do not want such a thing to come to pass, then you must win it yourself. That is a more reliable way, isn't it? Kotomine is trying to hold back his laughter. He seems to enjoy how I'm not able to accept being a master. What happened, boy? I thought it was a good plan, but you don't seem to be too keen on the idea. That's not your concern. First off, I have no reason to fight. I'm not interested in the Holy Grail, and I don't feel like a master even if you call me one. Oh, so you're not interested in what the victor of the Grail would do, even if it leads to disaster? That's... I don't have anything to say. Damn it, everything this guy asks is like a beatdown. He just delivers blow after blow of harsh truth and doesn't let up at all. If you don't have a reason to fight, that's fine. I suppose that means you do not care about what happened 10 years ago. 10 years ago? Correct, at the end of the last Holy Grail War, an unworthy master touched the Grail. I do not know what the master wished for. What we do know are the results of that disaster. The fire. For one moment, that hell appeared in the back of my mind. Hold on, that can't be. It is the tragedy that everyone living in Fuyuki is well aware of, Shiro Emiya. 500 casualties, 134 buildings destroyed. That fire is what remains of the previous Holy Grail War. Excuse me. I feel nauseous. My vision blurs. I can't focus anymore. Feels like I'm going to pass out. I force myself to stand firm before I completely lose control. My teeth clench as I stave off oblivion. Anger boils within me, and I use that to fight against the rising nausea. See, even now, Shiro is acting differently in the face of Kotomine and his revelations compared to last time. Last time, in the Fate route, Shiro was much more willing to give up Saber. In fact, I'm curious. Okay, we're just zooming right along. Oh wait, no, this would be the choice point that leads to a bad end. So maybe not. Maybe I'm a little bit preemptive there. Though we don't get it. I've noticed there is no split choice here, so yeah, he's got more resolve in this route. What's wrong? You're all pale. I know this is a lot to take in, but, you know, look, why don't you go get some air? I must have looked awfully pale. Though this really must be something else for Tosa to be that worried about me. No need to worry. I feel better after seeing the funny face you're making. Hey, what is that supposed to mean? I don't mean anything by it. Literally just what I said. Don't worry about it. Well, fine. Hey, that's worse, lunkhead. And with that, the supposed #1 model student, Rin Tosaka, slaps me upside the head. Which is just enough. The knowledge and anger from earlier disappear altogether. Thanks. I'm serious, Tosaka. It was a help. I still have a few things I need to ask, so hold on to whatever else you have for a second. Tosaka looks like she isn't through with me, but acquiesces. Oh, so you still have questions. So be it. Let us clear the air of any concerns. He ought to know what I'm going to say, but he seems to enjoy needling me to say it out loud. Bring it on. I'm not gonna back down. Then I'll ask. You said this is the 5th Holy Grail War, right? Then has anyone ever actually obtained the Grail? Of course, such disastrous misfortune does not happen every time. Then don't get ahead of yourself. It's easy to obtain it. After all, the Holy Grail itself is looked after by the Church. If you wish to touch it, you may do so any day of the week. What? The Holy Grail is in this church. Of course, it is only the vessel. It has no contents. As Rin mentioned earlier, it is still in a spiritual state. The one stored here is an elaborate replica. This is used as a catalyst to materialize the real Holy Grail in the form of the chalice that can make wishes come true. I suppose it's similar to the relationship between master and servant. Yes, there was indeed a man who obtained the real article, at least temporarily. So the Grail was real. Wait, what happened to the guy who obtained it? Nothing happened. That Holy Grail did not come to completion, all due to the folly of one man's foolishness. I don't know where his high and mighty attitude went. Suddenly he casts his eyes down and looks regretful. What do you mean? Didn't the Grail appear? If one is only concerned with making the Grail appear, that is simple enough. Once the 7 servants are present, it will manifest in time. As Irene says, there is no need to kill the other masters. However, that does not complete the Holy Grail. That thing chooses its own suitable owner. The man who avoided the battle could not obtain it. So you're saying it's pointless to obtain it without a clear conclusion to the battles with other masters. Last time the first master to obtain the Grail was spineless. He avoided the Grail and didn't want to fight the other masters. Tosaga spits out, looking away from Kotomene. Completely incorrect. No way. Does that mean Kotomene was one of the masters in the last war and he obtained the Holy Grail but refused to fight and retired? You didn't fight? I did up to the halfway point, but I made a mistake. This resulted in an incomplete Holy Grail. Oh, that must have been my limit. Regardless, the other masters were almost monstrously strong. I lost my servant right away and was taken under my father's protection. Come to think of it, the Overseer's son being chosen as a master was not something that was supposed to happen. My father passed away at the time. After that, I took over the role of Overseer to guard the Holy Grail here in the church. Saying that, this priest named Kirei Kotomene turned away. Following his gaze leads to the symbol of worship towering over us. Our conversation ends here. The only ones who are qualified to obtain the Holy Grail are masters with servants. When there is only one of the 7 participants left, the Grail will manifest. You must decide now whether you will participate in this battle, this Holy Grail War. The priest requests my final decision as he looks down at me. I'm at a loss for words. Until this very moment, I had no reason to fight. But now I have a reason and the will to accompany it. Although, is this really what I want? Are you still undecided? Understand that being a master is not something you just become because you so wish it. Rin has been training as a mage for a long time, but that does not mean it was determined that she would be a master. All she could do was decide whether to prepare or if not whether to prepare or not if the opportunity arose. Only mages are chosen as masters. If you're a mage, you should have already been ready. If you are not, then I suppose nothing further can be done. Both you and your instructor are failures. That'd be a nuisance for a mage such as you to go into battle, so you should remove your command spells right now. It isn't even a question now. I refuse to run. To be honest, this Master and Holy Grail War stuff doesn't feel real at all. Even so, I have to choose between fighting or running away. I would never run away. The priest even said it. If I'm a mage, I should be prepared. So, I need to get it together. Even if I'm an amateur, I'm still a mage. If I decide that I'm going to be a champion of justice and following Kiritsu Emiya's footsteps after admiring him for so long, I'll fight as a master. If the cause of that fire 10 years ago was the Holy Grail War, I can't let it ever happen again. The priest must have liked my answer as he is smiling with satisfaction. The priest smiles. I threw away all my hesitation. I've got to man up and fight. I said I would do it, and I'll face this on my own pride as a mage. Well then, I shall approve of you as Saber's master. From this moment on, the Holy Grail War is officially underway. Until there is only one master left, I approve of the battle in this town. Each shall put their pride and very life on the line and fight to their heart's content. The priest's words echo throughout the church. Although there is no real purpose to his declaration, only Tosaka and I heard his words. This man just carried out his own little ceremony, ringing starting bell. It's official then. I'll be heading out, but can I ask you a question too, Kirei? I don't mind. This may be the last time, so I will answer anything further. Then I'll take you up on that. Kirei, since you're in charge of overseeing everything, you should have information about the other masters, right? I've been following the association rules, so at least tell me what you know. It certainly puts me in a bind. I would be more than happy to tell you, but I do not know much myself. There are not many legitimate mages this time. Only aware of 2 masters. 3 of you include Shiro Emiya, actually. Really? Then you should by now the order they were summoned. You are the overseer, after all. Sorry. Making noise. The first one was Berserker, the second was Caster, and so on and so forth. The other day was Archer, then Saber was summoned a few hours ago. Just completely gloss over Assassin and Lancer. Completely gloss over those 2. And Rider. I see, so that means the Holy Grail War has officially begun, Reed. You are not allowed to come to this church until the Holy Grail War is over. The only time it is permitted is when I lose my servant and wish for protection, right? So if I rely on you any more than that, no perfect score. That is correct. You will likely be the victor, but the church will not ignore your transgressions. The likely result is that you're forced to listen to a lecture and they take away your Holy Grail. That would be problematic for me. You fake priest. You're with the church, but you're going to support the Mage Association? I am serving the Lord. That does not mean I'm serving the church. Yeah, right. That's why you're a fake. Tosaka turns her back to Kirei Kotomene. With that, she makes her way towards the exit without saying goodbye. Hey, are you fine with that, Tosaka? He's your senior, right? Then... You sure you want to leave it like this, without a proper farewell? It's fine. In fact, it's a relief to cut him off. And you should get out now, too. You have no business with this church anymore. Tosaka crosses the chapel and without stopping, really does leave without so much as a goodbye. I sigh and follow her. Then, I feel the presence behind me and can't help but turn around. He crossed the distance before I knew to move over me. Want he still have something to say. Though I can't help but take a step back. Just as I thought, I'm no good with this guy. It's like we're incompatible or on a different wavelength. I'm not fond of the feeling. If you don't have anything to say, I'm leaving. I head towards the exit, trying to escape his stare. As I go, rejoice, boy, your wish will soon be granted. So the priest says, as if he's an oracle. Now that scene happened in the Fate route as well. Those words are they really what I've been feeling deep down? What's this all of a sudden? You should know if there was no clear evil, then your wishes wouldn't be granted. Though it may be difficult to swallow, one who champions justice needs to defeat an evil. Needs an evil to defeat. My vision is about to go black. The priest says it. My wish is at the same time noble and shameful. Yes, this desire to protect something is the same as wanting to threat to harm it. You. But there's no way that I would wish for something like that. I don't remember wishing anything like that. That just means my aspirations and ideals have a contradiction. Good thing you have an enemy to face now. That's what the priest is saying, his words like a dagger to my gut. What? No need to keep up appearances. Your dilemma is as valid as a human being. The priest smiles joyfully. I shake off his words and head toward the exit. Farewell, Shiro Emiya. A final warning, be cautious on your return home. From here on out, your world will change completely. You become a person who will kill or be killed. You are now a master. Those words are my parting shot as I hastily make my way out. It's windy. It's supposed to be I suppose part of it is being lying atop a hill. The breeze is stronger than below, and the chill that pierces my cheeks has a stronger bite. Have you finished talking? Yeah, I've been made aware of more than I could ever want. Yeah, he has way more resolve in this route, considering he didn't give up Saber. About the Holy Grail War in Masters, too. In that case... She leans forward and pierces me with a stare. That's only natural. The decision that I make here is her business, too. I don't know if I'm fit for it, but I decided to fight and be a master. I'm sorry that I'm an amateur, but do you still agree to take me on as a master, Saber? There's no need for such an agreement. You are my master. I've already vowed that it would become your sword. That moment flitters through my mind. That's right. Yeah, it makes me relieved hearing you say that. I take a deep breath and face Saber again. Shake on it, then. Let's do our best, Saber. I extend my right hand. I don't know anything about the relationship between master and servant, and what we need to do is moving forward. But at the very least, I want to start out on the right foot. Are you against shaking hands? No, that's not true. I was just startled by the suddenness. Saber says as she takes my hand in hers. I vowed once again, as long as you have your command spells, I will be your sword. Okay, I still don't understand everything, but it's good to have you. Since Saber's so serious, I nod along. Come to think of it, this is an odd sight. Under the stars in the winter night. I'm shaking hands with a girl I just met and exchanging words like some magical contract. Looks like I can leave you two at it, huh? Reen. I hastily lick over her hand. When I turn around, there's Tosaga and that knight in the red coat standing there. Look at you two getting along. You weren't even talking until a moment ago. What a change. What, do you fully trust Saber now? No, that's not it. Well, I guess you're right. I don't know anything about Saber yet, but we're going to work together from now on. I see. Then you should be on your guard. Now that you guys are in this war, we won't go easy on you either. Huh? I tilt my head. Takes me a second for it to sink in. Hey now, you understand that we're enemies now, right? I brought you here because you weren't my enemy yet. But now you're a master, right? Then I think it's the only thing to do now. Huh? That's true, but... why? I don't intend to fight you, Tosaka. Man, just as I thought. Jeez, it was meaningless bringing you here. She drops her shoulders. What? We promised you wouldn't talk unless I gave the go-ahead, Archer. I know, but we'll get nowhere at this rate. There's no need to find out if our opponent is ready or not. If there's an enemy we can defeat easily, we should attack them without holding back. I know that without you having to tell me. If you know that, then you should act on it. What are you going to do? Show him mercy again? How did you evade the ban? It couldn't possibly be that there's some special reason. Of course not. It's just, you know, I owe him one. Until I clear that up, I just can't fight him fairly. Are you sure? You sure are difficult. But I'll make myself scarce. Call me again after you've straightened that out. The Red Knight Archer disappears. Or rather, I just can't see him anymore. According to Tosaka, servants are spirits. Saber says that she can't turn into spirit form, but I'm sure she could easily if she was Tosaka's servant, since Tosaka is a functional master. Well, aside from that... Hey, Tosaka, that thing you owe me. Are you talking about what happened earlier? Yeah, no matter what the reason may be, you used the command spell to stop Saber, so it won't be fair unless I hold back a bit to balance things out. Balance, huh? You care about weird things, Tosaka. I know this is just piling on extra weight, but I can't help it. I hate being in debt to people. She snorts and turns away. But this is for a limited time. Starting tomorrow, I won't hold back, so you should go ahead and make your plans with Saber. So, this is only for today. That's right. Well, I am the one who brought you here. So, I'll at least look out for you until you get back into town. With that, Tosaka starts walking without looking back to us. Let's go, Shiro. As she says, it's not good to stay here. ... I nod to Saber and follow Tosaka. The three of us descend the hill. It might be because Tosaka took the lead, but we made our way back without any conversation. There is a simple forked road ahead of us. One path leads to the main street going towards the front of the Shinto station. The other leads to the big bridge connecting to Miyama. She stops right in front of the intersection. Aren't you coming? We should head to the bridge if we're going home, right? No, sorry, but you'll have to head home on your own. I forgot since I've been so occupied with you, but I've had other plans. Now that I'm in Shinto, I want to go look for something while I'm here. Go look for something? As in other masters. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I've been waiting for this for a long time. For 7 masters to appear in the night of the Holy Grail War begins. Won't you say that going straight home is a waste? Since I couldn't beat Saber, I won't feel satisfied unless I can take down another servant. ... There is no hesitation in her eyes. That made me realize she is a mage. Her knowledge and attitude as a mage are set. I wonder why. So we part ways here. I paid back my debt, and it'll just be a pain if we're in each other's faces. After today, we'll become enemies. Why does she have this part of her that's the opposite of a mage? Tosaka didn't explain the rules out of sense of duty. She just wanted to be fair, and after figuring out my circumstances, supported me. So that's the situation. So now that the situation is clear, it goes back to how it was before. As a master, I will be the target from battle from now on. Despite all that, Tosaka made sure to clear the air first. For her, everything that happened tonight was unnecessary. It'll just be a pain if we're in each other's faces. If that's really how she feels, she shouldn't have gotten involved to begin with. But she isn't dumb, so she must have known this was how it would go. And yet she still helped out, all without thinking about cost or benefit. Tosaka in front of me is so different from the one I see at school. Even putting it nicely, she's harsh and cranky. A real sourpuss. And so different from what she normally projects that it makes me want to scream, "What's up with the way you act at school?" Probably not the best, thing to ask. That will definitely lead to probably you getting slapped at the least. Probably more, though. Man, she's almost seems like a fraud. Yet, still, Tosaka Rin is also exactly how everyone thought she was. Yeah, Tosaka, you're a good person. What's with you? I won't go easy on you even if you try flattery. I know that. Because she won't go easy on me, it'll be a pain to also be on the lookout for me. That's what she's saying. I know, but if possible, I don't want to be enemies. I like people like you. For some reason, Tosaka falls silent. These deserted suburbs, the church that looms in the distance, and the stillness of the foreign cemetery that spread over the hill feel strangely warm now. Hey, there's the blush. Anyway, if your servant gets killed, just run to that church. If you do that, at least your life will be spared. Got it. I don't exactly like the idea, but I'll keep it in mind. Highly doubt it'll happen, though. No matter how I look at it, I'll die before Saber does. Tosaka reacts strangely again. She lets out a deep sigh as if she's fed up with me and glances at Saber. Alright, I won't give you any more warnings, since then I'll really be going out of my way. Just be careful. Even with Saber as strong as she is now, it won't matter if the master gets killed. If you, the master, gets killed. She turns around and starts walking towards Shinto. However, she stops dead in her tracks as if she saw a ghost. Are you done talking? A youthful voice echoes through the night. The sing-song voice is unmistakably that of a young girl. My line of sight focuses on the top of the hill. There. I don't know when the sky is cleared, but the moon shines brightly in the night. The shadow is long and monstrous like a demon in a picture book. Amidst the silhouette of the townscape, through the late night gloom, something terrible stands. Bazaka. Tosaka mumbles a word that I'm not familiar with. Even if I don't know what it means, I can tell the giant is something different altogether. That thing isn't human. That it's one of the beings called servants, just like Saber and the others. Good evening, big brother. This is the second time we've met like this, the girl says, smiling. The innocence sends a chill down my spine. The distance between her and that monstrous shape behind her makes me feel like I'm living a nightmare. What I said earlier about chill down my spine is definitely underselling it. The chill reaches every part of me, deep into my consciousness. That thing is a monster. I'm not even looking directly at it, but its very presence is making it hard to move. I'm surprised if we're talking just raw power, that thing surpasses Saber. She clicks her tongue and glares at the monster above us. From her back alone, I can tell she's just as terrified as I am, but also determined to not lose to that thing. That thing isn't something that can be fought head-on. Fight with your class specialty. Her voice is barely more than a whisper. The unmaterialized knight gives his response. Understood, but what about your defense? You cannot avoid a charge. There's 3 of us. If it's just playing defense, we can manage. He must have nodded to that. The presence hanging around Tosaka vanishes instantly. It's up to you whether you want to run or fight. But if you can, I'd say make a break for it. Are you done with your little strategy session? Can I start now? A playful laugh. The girl gives a polite bow incongruous to the entire situation. Nice to meet you, Rain. I'm Ilya. You know what that means, right? She seems familiar with the name and wavers in place. The girl smiles, happy in response to Tosaka's reaction, and says, I'll kill you now. Get her, berserker. She croons to the monster behind her. A gigantic figure flies through the air. This berserker comes tearing down from the top of the hill almost faster than I can follow. Shiro, stay back. It's a 2v1 this time, in the moonlight. A shower of bullet things rain down onto the onrushing giant like shooting stars. So this is supernatural accuracy at work. The silver lights pepper the giant are arrows. That's probably underselling it, though. It's more like striking fire from a machine gun. Each blow is powerful enough to pierce bedrock. 8 shots of that. The barrage is more than powerful enough to reduce a house to smoking rubble. Are you kidding me? It did nothing. The giant is completely unaffected. The 2 swords clash. The massive sword wielded by Berserker amid a hail of arrows, and the sword of Saber who rushes to meet him collide with a deafening clang, sending sparks flying. The 2 blades strain against each other. In spite of Berserker's overwhelming strength, Saber does not give ground. Silver light flashes through the darkness. Just how much magical energy is stored inside that small body of hers? Partly young. She's clearly weaker, but she doesn't budge an inch. She blocks, parries, and cuts through the whirlwind of attacks from the giant's massive sword. The spectacle takes my breath away, and I'm not alone in that. Tosaka and the giant's master stand beside me, watching in fascination as the fight unfolds. Yeah, just stand there and watch all this happen. Sure, why not? Archer, back her up. Other silver light flashes across the battlefield in response to Tosaka's command. It drives viciously into the giant's temple. Archer's arrow impacts the giant with all the force of an artillery shell. No matter how strong that giant might be, there's no way that won't do some real damage. Got him. Saber follows up with a slash from her invisible sword. However, a savage counterattack strikes with such force that Saber is sent flying. Saber slides across the asphalt. The black whirlwind surges after her. Silver lights burst around in attempts to obstruct the whirlwind. It does nothing. 3 arrows that strike the giant's forehead with perfect precision, only to disappear. The giant does not stop. Saber catches his attacks on her blade. My scream does nothing. The sheer force of Berserker's blow is such that even though Saber blocks it, she's slammed into the ground with a tremendous thud. Is she feeling dizzy? Saber's on her knees, not moving. This is it. Crush her, Berserker. The girl's voice echoes across the battlefield. The black giant charges towards Saber with terrifying speed. Keep shooting. Tosaka yells as she starts running. She must be intending to help Saber. Excuse me. She runs up the hill and takes what looks like a rock in hand. Pressure. Shackles of obsidian. She throws obsidian stones into the air, and a storm of silver light rains from the sky. The attack doesn't even slow Berserker's charge. What a monster. Even I can see how absurdly strong he is now. Strong isn't even a big enough word for that monster. They must be protected by some kind of law of immortality woven with an insane amount of magical energy. That's fine, just ignore the noise. Archonrin's attacks can't get past your noble phantasm anyway. The girl's voice carries clearly to me. The giant swings his huge sword, and Saber bravely blocks, but the force of the blow flings her away once again. She's blown away dozens of meters up the hill. She's sent in a perfectly straight line like a pitcher's fastball before smashing into the barren road. She must be dead. She might have survived one blow, but there's no way she's okay after receiving 2 blows from that giant's large sword. Not a chance. The dark whirlwind surges toward her. It's already over. Hasn't that thing had enough? So the monstrous thing charges across the barren road. She's going to die. Even if somehow Saber's still alive, she'll die here and now. And as long as I'm here, I'm dead too. Or if you can. I can't see Tosaka, but I can hear her. She went after Berserker. Even after this monster is unscathed from so many powerful attacks, she means to keep fighting it. Ooh, okay. Interesting triple choice here. A very interesting triple choice. Oh, I was about to say, why is that different color? It's because it's Unlimited Blade Works. I didn't save that other entry into Unlimited Blade Works either, so if there's any different ways, then I'm out of luck. So, choices everywhere, and not a drop to drink. So, I'm pretty sure that going after them is the right choice. One of these might lead to a bad end. I feel like running away is going to be a bad end, so we're going to run away. Tosaka is right. Saber risked her life to draw Berserker away. I need to escape from here and wait for Saber to return. I hurry across the bridge from Shinto and run home. I never once looked back. Whether out of fear of non-existent pursuer or guilt over leaving Saber behind, I'm not sure. Oh, he actually made it this time. Either way, I run for my life, my eyes fixated on the road ahead of me. The living room is just as I left it. The air has remained still since Lancer's attack and Tosaka coming over. I go over to the repaired window. I find 2 small pieces of glass on the floor. Tosaka must have missed them. There's no crack in the window. I wonder how she made up for the missing pieces. I mutter to myself. For some reason, I don't feel like turning on the light. I hide in the darkness as if to conceal my weakness. What I should be thinking about, what I should be saying. I'm running away from these things. The person who was here in this room until a few hours ago. The person who was beside me until a few minutes ago. I should be asking myself whether it was right to leave those 2 behind, but I can't seem to do anything but hide in this darkness. The clock strikes 3 a.m. It's been 30 minutes since then. Whatever the outcome, the battle's probably over by now. I should go back. I pull myself together and look up to turn on the light. Suddenly a sharp pain sears the back of my left hand, then disappears. The command spell is getting lighter. The color has faded from the command spell. The shape remains, but the bright red that proves I'm Saber's master has disappeared. I know instinctively what this means. I follow my instincts and run out into the darkness where I've been hiding. I run outside. I know I'm too late. Even so, I run as fast as I can back to where I left Saber. Something I can't see lashes from ahead and impales my heart. I can't hear too well. Cool. There's something in front of me, something protruding from my chest. I just can't make out what. That something in front of me sneers and tells me I'm an idiot. It's laughing at me and saying there's no reason for me to be alive after I lost my servant. That's right. Sure, Emiya dies the moment he loses Saber. Without Saber, I have no means of protecting myself. I can't possibly survive. I'm all alone now. I hadn't realized it, but I am. And this is where that ant brought me. This would have happened in the same whether I was at home or whether I might have tried to run. My consciousness fades away. I don't know who it is, and I don't care for that thing piercing my heart as a spear or arrow. It doesn't matter whether I die here and now or tomorrow. It doesn't actually say who says it, so I was going to check to see if it did. Because, now that my command spells have faded, my life is essentially over. Dead end. Wah, wah, wah. Tiger Dojo! Let's see what it is. Ooh, new scenery. Or not. Ah, green is in the background now. Because we're on Unlimited Blade Works route. Okay. I mean the little shadowy figure in the background, by the way. We have arrived at the Tiger Dojo. This is the second part, so our clothes have a new look. Wait, huh? They haven't changed at all. Now, the main story is in round 2. The topsy-turvy Tosaka track has finally turned up. Ilya, do you have anything to say? I'm sorry for the misreport. You must make sure you reflect on your actions. It seems that while the title sequence had a change, there's no new content. Rather, now that we're in round 2, everyone's insanity is really starting to show. Is someone trying to steal our roles? Probably. I mean, I'm fine, but you don't really stand out. We should focus on me and just make Taiga a guest. Now about this dead end. What happened here, Rebel number 1? I know it's because Shiro was being a chicken. Oh, the culprit is still unknown. He was killed as soon as he left the house. Now that Archer is fighting condition, you need to fight with Berserker. Call it payback for the previous defeat. Do you think it'll go well? No matter which hero Archer may be, I don't think he has enough power to defeat me. Well, we don't know unless we try. We're not in Saber's route this time. Really? Then let's see what happens. How well does this ragtag duo hope to do against me? This devil child is starting to show her true colors. By the way, I've been wondering for a while now, but can I ask you something, Ilya? How strong are you as a mage? How strong as Tosaka? Technically, I'm not a mage. And more like Castor, I didn't learn magecraft from birth. I was born with the knowledge. Do you get the difference? I get it, but not really. In other words, you're actually a devil. Taiga, you say cute things once in a while. Next time you say something that hits this close to home, I'll kill you. Oh, true Ilya leaking through there. She's making a scary face. Help me, God of Babylon. Geez, you bring up such dumb things. You'll find out what I am sooner or later, whether you like it or not. Well, let's continue for Shiro. The new battle is just starting. Don't you dare drop the ball now. Hurry up and get back to Saber. Restart for the most recent decision point. Yes, so that is confirmed a bad end. I'm curious, based on flowchart here. The bottom one massively. Okay, they flipped it around now, because doing what Tosaka said led to that. There is another option that leads here. Okay, I'm trying to think. So, what happens in the anime? I don't remember what happens in the anime. I truly do not remember. It's been years at this point, so... I mean, they say to go and help fight, but it almost looks like there's two bad ends here. I'm gonna see what stay here gets us. I can't move. Run if you can. I'm not obedient enough to do as she says, but at the same time, I can't go after Berserker either. I'm scared to face that monster. More importantly, even if I did go, what would I be able to do? Damn it. I stand there by myself alone in the darkness. I hate to admit it, but I don't have the strength to fight. I can't save Saber or fight Berserker. If there's anything I can do, it's escape to safety before it's too late. From above on the hill, the barren land where Saber was flung to, I hear unfamiliar noises. If I recall correctly, that's the Foreigner Cemetery. Saber and Berserker. They're still fighting. This is my final decision. Okay. Huh. So this one branches off even more. That's unexpected. I'm gonna stay here. I can't be a burden to Saber. Even if I go after Berserker, it's not like I can do anything, but I'm sure Saber can manage on her own. She risked her life to draw Berserker away. If all that was done to protect me, there's no reason for me to stay here, where it's so dangerous. Just staying here twice just... Okay, it's the same result. Yeah, so this is the same result. So staying there will result in the same thing. I imagine doing stay here and go to cemetery will result in the same thing as well. It's interesting that there's two ways to the same bad end, presumably. Yep, two routes to the same bad end, so that means this one will likely curve down to maybe even a straight arrow down. That's interesting. Right outside. Yep. You get murked by Kulane. I just recognize the voice. So there's no need for that dialogue again. Yep, dead end. We do not need to watch the Tiger Dojo again. So this is the one we've seen. Restart from the most recent decision point. And it brings us to go to the cemetery. I'm gonna... Whoop, did not mean to press that. First, my load point is good. So go to the cemetery. It does not connect the same. Okay. Shoot. Nope. Load from here. So staying here results in that split. If we go after them first, it should be different. So we're going to go after them first. Because I feel like going after them is the right choice. I don't know why there's a split up there. Ah, because affection. Okay. So either option... So that would lead there, which is probably a no affection choice if we get there late. But by going there soon, we will get the affection with Rin. Got it. I couldn't do anything even if I wanted, I know that. But even now I can still feel her hand in mine. I told her we should do our best. She shook my hand when I offered it. So, well, isn't that obvious? If I climb up the hill and chase after the giant, I'll be killed. If I suppress the tremble and sprint up the hill as fast as I can. I run into the barren land, and then what I see defies all expectation. A tombstone goes flying. Every time the giant roars and swings his massive sword, he splits tombstones in two. In the midst of that, a knight dashes undaunted through the storm of tombstones. The monstrous cleaver weaves a raging storm around the giant. Tombstones crash together in a deafening cacophony. In the midst of that storm, Saber fights Berserker, matching his power, if not exceeding it. Their positions have reversed. She's using her much smaller size to her advantage. Berserker is so large that he is hindered by all the obstacles around them. Saber is able to move around freely, darting between them. These obstacles are trivial to something as strong as Berserker, but it's more than nothing. If a small advantage, but in a battlefield like this, even that small advantage is a tipping the balance in the other direction now. Over here, you're in the way. Whoa. What are you thinking? Didn't I tell you to run? Are you deaf? She's absolutely fuming. I heard you, but I can't just run away, right? What? How do you figure that? Don't you get it? You can't fight. You're just in the way here. If you die trying to make a difference, well, that happens. But if you're killed before you can even do anything, you'll be dying in vain. Huh? I don't know why, but Tosaka's furious. Weirdly, I'm not upset about how she's yelling at me. Hey, is that really something for you to get mad about? If I die even in vain, it's not your problem, is it, Tosaka? It has everything to do with me. It bothers me if you don't get home safely, even when I'm letting you go for the day. And now I'm even more confused. She really puts up a front at school. Jeez. Anyway, you're not hurt, so just run away. That Elias Veiled brat really does seem to be planning to kill us all. I know that, but I'm not running away. Saber's still fighting, and I won't leave her. That's what experienced master should say. The problem is you're going to die in vain since you can't do anything to support her. This is your last chance. Go on now. No way, there has to be something I can do as long as I'm alive. Plus, Tosaka, would you make someone else do something you can't? She stares at me, her expression serious. You're right, it was wrong of me to force something I can't do onto you. She looks away. Well, you might not even need to run away. It doesn't look like Saber's going to lose now. She peers at the cemetery from behind the tree. Their battle continues unchanged. Berserker's attacks slash only empty air, tearing apart the surroundings like a tornado. Between those attacks, within the swirling whirlwind and the flying clods, and the rain of broken tombstones, Saber steps in closer to Berserker and attacks even without scratching her armor. This is divine, like nothing I've ever seen. After witnessing a battle that is nearly impossible for humans, the fear I felt until just now disappears. In fact, I'm fascinated. The whole thing about the Holy Grail War hadn't really sunk in yet, and I was just so anxious. But after seeing her, all that just fades away. Swords dance around each other in a violent, brutal arcs. At the center of that whirlwind, a fatal destruction, the knight challenges her enemy without hesitation. Maybe this is what made me accept it all, no matter what may happen in the future. With Saber at my side, I could fight even a god. Man, Shiro has done some growing. You know, going from, at this point, rushing into stop Saber from fighting Berserker and getting literally gutted, to now, he is appreciating that she's a warrior. I thought so. I thought it was suspicious, but she blocked Berserker's sword on purpose. Quietly, Tosaka mutters without any emotion. Was that to lure Berserker here? Figured it out too, huh? Fighting that thing out in the open with no cover is suicide. Saber chose this place as their battlefield. She did it cleverly too, drawing Berserker away from you while pretending to be on the back foot. That would mean she must have decided this was a good place to fight as far back as when we were walking downhill. Certainly, you can't expect backup in a battle like this. But this monster nullifies even Archer's arrows. Backup would be meaningless in the first place. Tosaka mutters while watching the battle between Saber and Berserker. Archer's arrows. Those words get my attention. Archer is nowhere to be seen. If he is a bowman, as his name suggests, then close combat probably isn't his thing, but... She got him! Tosaka snaps her fingers. Just as she said, either Saber must have struck Berserker, or he must have lost his footing. Berserker, who hadn't so much as faltered until now, loses his balance. He unleashes a wild attack in desperation. Saber dodges backward and grips her sword with both hands. This is it. As his desperate attack is dodged, Berserker loses his balance completely, and Saber bends her knees to rush in with all of her might. Then... What do you mean, get away? I notice the confusion in Tosaka's voice as she tilts her head, then I sense the lethal intent aimed in this direction, from far away. From behind, I see a knight in red holding a bow on a rooftop, hundreds of meters away. It's either nausea or chills. He's holding a bow. It's no different from before. Even if he aims perfectly, it won't do any damage. So there's no sense feeling so threatened by it. But I get chills anyway. He's knocked, it's not an arrow, it's something else. That intent to kill isn't directed solely at Berserker. My legs move. Okay. Save it here, because this is another split choice, so... Okay, new data created. So the flowchart, one of the options leads to this one, which is probably a no affection, whereas the other one leads to affection. So one of them will happen regardless of what we do. One of them will happen because we are here to talk with Rin. I'm going to say, if we did not overhear Rin say this, and Shiro sees it, he would probably bring Saber back, which would cost him a command spell, which is probably not a good thing, so we're going to call her back? No. Come back, Saber. I hear my voice shouting at Saber before I even realize what I'm doing. Master? Saber slept slowly as if she heard my command, but it's not enough. She won't get away in time. It's dangerous. Please get away. No, you're in danger. Just come here. I reach my hand out to Saber. I'm in. She must have understood. Saber turns from Berserker and dashes away from the battlefield as fast as she can. Just as Saber retreats, Archer fires his arrow. Saber jumps clear like sparks from a flame and Berserker rushes after her. Archer's attack impacts between the two of them at the center of the battlefield. Up until now, his shots have done nothing. Saber approaches, as if those arrows aren't even worth dodging. But just then, the giant turns his back to us, attacking the incoming projectile with furious intensity. In that instant, sound fades entirely. I throw myself onto Saber and brace. I must have gone deaf. I can't hear a thing. But I can feel the vibrations of the air shaking my body and heat searing my skin. The blast kicks up all kinds of debris, and I can feel something stab into my back. I grit my teeth and brace myself. The white flash of light must have lasted only an instant. Somehow I survived. Saber is clearly stunned by what she's seen. So am I. I have no idea what happened. I just know that Archer's attack wreathed an entire cemetery in flames. At the explosion's center is a smoking crater. That is the extent of his attack's destructive force. In the heat of all that incredible destruction stands the giant, still alive. He's unscathed even after taking a hit from an A-rank noble phantasm. The strength seems to have gone from Saber's voice. Sparks flutter in the dark night air. The giant stands motionless in the flames, while all present look on in stunned silence. The only sound to be heard is the soft crackling of flames. Just when I thought the flames might grow out of control. A strange metal. Something rolls toward me, clanging across the rubble-strewn ground. A sword? No, it's an arrow. An arrow with a luxurious hilt and a spiral blade. It was a sword, I think, but it was used as an arrow. I'm not sure why it captures my attention so much. The arrows of Berserker smash aside disappear as if simply melting away. They fade without leaving a trace, like candle wax melting in flames. That makes me nauseous for no reason. Those were Archer's arrows, that's all I know. I look up and see Archer in the distance. I can't possibly see that far. I can't see it, but somehow I do. He's smiling. He's smiling as if to say he hadn't just been aiming at Berserker. That bastard. I have a headache. The chills running down my spine don't stop. My spine is burning and I feel like I'm throwing up, almost like the time I failed to create a magic circuit. I've underestimated you, Rin. Your archer's not bad. The girl's cheerful voice drifts across the battlefield to us, but I'm not sure from where from. Okay, come back, Berserker. I wanted to get the boring stuff over with first, but my plans have changed. The dark shadow wavers. The giant obeys the girl's voice and retreats through the flames. Through the fire and the flames. Oh, come on, you're gonna run away after all this? Yes, I've changed my mind. I don't need Saber, but I am interested in your archer, so I'll let you live a bit longer. Excuse me. The giant disappears. The girl in white giggles. Bye-bye, then. Let's play again, big brother. With that, as her parting words, she disappears on the other side of the flames. And just like that, she's gone. I am sure Tosaga doesn't actually plan to go after her, despite what she said. Even I can tell that girl just let us go. I can't imagine Tosaga seeking out a fight like that. It'd be too reckless. Thank you, Master. Archer's noble phantasm would have hit me, had you not called out to me. Ah, and that's what happens, so if Shiro is not here, Saber dies to Archer's noble phantasm, or is severely weakened and then is finished off by Berserker. I try to say I was glad to help. What's wrong with me? I'm not badly hurt, but I don't feel well, and I think I'm starting to... You look really pale. Shiro. I fall to my knees. Suddenly my vision goes white. Pull yourself together. What's going on? I feel someone catch me as I fall, but that feeling fades abruptly as most of my senses simply cut out. All that's left is this throbbing. What's happening? What's wrong with me? I'm slipping into unconsciousness, but my head continues to throb as if I have a fever. It's because he got a taste of what's to come. Oh, opening. This will probably end up being copyright struck. Maybe. I don't know. But they were... Tiger Dojo was a little preemptive in saying different opening. Same scenery here. But I think if I speak loud enough, I should be fine, you know. I just need to speak over the music playing here. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. No, I gotta think. How can I change where the audio comes? No, I can't change the audio output. Darn it! Why can't I change the audio output? Darn it. Wait, no, this is somewhat similar to the first opening, isn't it? I think it is. I think it's just some different scenes this time as well. Shiro's wearing a different outfit this time as well compared to previous iterations. That I recognize from the Heavensfield trailer. Yeah, a lot of this is... Okay, so it seems that some things from the anime opening are pulled from this, which is interesting, because I've never seen that. I never realized that. Actually, this might very well just be the anime opening. It's been a long time. Hey, Gil! And he's not got the douche hair again! That's nice. I prefer it when Gil does not have the weird spiky hair. Spiky-haired Gil is just weird. Okay. Yeah, this definitely feels like the anime opening for Unlimited Blade Works, but I could be wrong on that. I could very well be wrong. Save the game, yes. Save it there. And we're on to the next day of the Grail War. We're going to be calling it here, like, momentarily. Day 4 of the Grail War. I think there's like 13 days, so that's not bad. So if we go to flowchart, that was not an affection bonus for Rin. Really? Huh. Curiouser and curiouser. That's weird. Bring Saber back. That does give an affection boost to both Rin and Saber by bringing her back. Huh. So it does not utilize a command spell to bring her back. Okay, I think I'm going to go with this one. Oh, you can actually jump to scenes? I didn't realize you could jump to scenes. Oh, gosh. Before I even realize what I'm doing, I leap out from cover. Hold on. I run at full speed towards Saber. Shiro? Saber sees me and stops her attack on Berserker. I'll make it. I sense danger coming up from behind me. What are you doing out here? I ignore Saber's reprimand, sprint towards her, and grab her arm. Are you out of your mind, Master? We'll talk later. Just come with me. I grab Saber in my arms and jump away. The arrow leaves Archer's bow. Up until now, his arrows have done nothing. Giant turns his back as if the attack isn't worth dodging, but just then... The giant turns back to us, attacking the incoming projectile with furious intensity. And then everything should be the same. Yep. So everything seems to be the same after that point. Throw myself on a Saber Embrace. Feel vibrations. Feel something stab into my back. Somehow survived. Yeah, all this seems to be the same. It's just Shiro actively going out and saving Saber changes things. It makes Saber and Rin more appreciative, apparently, doing this. Which I didn't expect to see. At the explosion center, smoke crater, yep. Same dialogues here. I'm just gonna... I'll pause if there's any familiar words. Yep, the strange metal again. He sees the modified sword. Yep, causes him to be something. Archer. And Shiro sees Archer was smiling. Okay, does Rin respond? Yep, Rin still responds. Let's see. Does there enter any other change after this? Thank you for saving me, but can you let go of me now? I hear Saber's calm voice. Alright, sorry. I managed to answer, though my head is still spinning. I let go of Saber, and the moment I stand up, I fall flat on my ass. Oh, that's different. What happened? Do you not feel well? Shiro, you're back. I can hear the urgency in Saber's voice. I can't see her face, probably because of my severe headache. She supports me unsteady as I am and places a hand on my back. Ow. I feel a sharp pain. It's not as bad as my headache, but I feel a sharp pain digging into my back. It's bad. We can't leave it like this. I'm going to pull it out. Please try to stay still. Wait, hey, Saber, pull what out? She doesn't hesitate. Saber pulls something out of my back. That hurts. I try to control my breathing. I'm still a mage, amateur or no. I can manage this pain. But this feeling is strange. If I had things growing from my back and they'd been ripped out, this is what I'd feel like, I think. The wound is closing up. I see, so you have a way of healing yourself. She sighs with relief, as though what she says strikes me as strange. A way to heal myself. I can't possibly use such advanced magecraft. Are you okay? Tosaka runs up to me. In response, I might raise my hand to let her know I'm alright. I see. We should get going too, then. We've made quite a scene. People are bound to have heard the commotion and come looking. We're in a cemetery! Tosaka's long hair flutters in the wind as she runs up the hill from the cemetery. The moment I try to fall after her, my vision suddenly goes white. Feel someone catch me as I fall. Yep. So this is all the same from there. Alright. Huh. I wonder if what was pulled from Shiro's back was a blade that grew from his body. Okay, I don't think it's going to actually give me the intro for Unlimited Blade Works again. Gonna be sure of that. It does not. Okay. So, we have a split decision point here, but this is going to be where I call today's stream. We are also fast approaching this split decision point as well. Oh, that's telephone murder, Miss Fuji. Okay, that's where that went. So yeah, we should be reaching this choice here within a couple of scenes, it seems. Within a couple of scenes, we will reach that choice. But yeah, it's interesting. I didn't realize that would be the better choice of the two. Wonder why. I mean, I guess Shiro put his life on the line, but yeah, I think I'm going to call this one here. Next Friday, we will continue with more of the remaster, where it looks like we are doing the Unlimited Blade Works route. But yeah, we will do that then. For now, I've been SoulRackDragon. I hope you've all enjoyed today's stream. If you have, leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. If you want to check out more by me, be sure to check out my channel here on Twitch or YouTube. Same name, same games. There's plenty of content for all to enjoy. Once again, thank you so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.